You didn't choose this version of yourself. It was handed to you like a script, long before you had the chance to question anything. Be nice. Don't make noise. Get good grades. Smile. Be strong. Be agreeable. Be what everyone else needs you to be. And so, little by little, you traded your soul for approval. Now here you are, checking your phone every 5 minutes, chasing goals that don't even excite you, surrounded by people who don't know the real you, because even you don't. You wake up tired, go to sleep numb, and somewhere in between, you play your role. Efficient, polite, controlled. Fine. But deep down, something's off, isn't it? You feel it in the quiet, that sharp discomfort that shows up when the world goes silent, like a splinter in your mind whispering, "This isn't me." If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. Most people ignore it, distract themselves, drink it away, work it away, scroll it away. But it doesn't go away, because it's not a glitch. It's your truth trying to scream through the noise. This isn't burnout, it's spiritual claustrophobia. You're not exhausted from doing too much. You're empty from doing the wrong things for too long. You didn't choose this role, but every day you stay in it, you reinforce it. Every fake smile, every "I'm good" when you're not, every time you swallow your truth just to be liked, you vanish a little more. But here's the thing no one tells you. This fake life can feel safe, until one day it feels unbearable. And if you don't hit the brakes, one day you'll look in the mirror and realize you became the person they wanted and lost the person you were meant to be. So, are you ready to remember who that was? You've been applauded for it, promoted because of it, liked, followed, accepted. But let's be honest, it's not you. It's the version of you that knows how to perform. You've built a persona, a socially acceptable character that smiles on command, adapts to every room, and always says the right thing. And it works. That's the dangerous part. Because this mask gets you what you think you want: attention, status, inclusion. But underneath, it slowly starves you of what you actually need: truth. You become an expert at being fine. You keep conversations surface level. You avoid conflict. You blend in. You become likable. And without realizing it, you abandon yourself. Ever laugh at a joke you hated just to avoid tension? Ever nodded in agreement just to keep the peace? Ever swallowed your truth so deep it started to rot in your chest? That's the persona in action. Jung wasn't exaggerating when he said the persona is a necessary evil. It's how we function socially. But the danger is when you become it, when the mask fuses with your identity, and you forget there was ever a real face beneath it. At that point, you're not living. You're curating. You're managing perception. You're micromanaging other people's approval like your life depends on it. And the worst part, you might not even feel the pain because you've numbed it with productivity, sarcasm, humor, performance. But deep in your gut, you know something's wrong. You weren't born to perform. You were born to connect, to feel, to create, to live fully. But none of that happens inside a persona. So I'll ask you straight. When's the last time you said something real? When's the last time you showed up without the mask? Because the longer you wear it, the harder it gets to remember who you were before it. Let's stop pretending. You're not always okay. Sometimes you're angry for no reason, jealous when you shouldn't be, cold with people you love, exhausted even when you've done nothing. You think it's random. It's not. It's your shadow talking. You've buried parts of yourself so deep, you forgot they existed, but they didn't disappear. They just went underground. And down there, they've been watching, waiting, shaping your life from behind the curtain. Carl Jung called it the shadow. Everything about you that you've rejected, denied, repressed. The thoughts you weren't allowed to think. The feelings that made you bad. The parts of you that didn't fit the script. So you shoved them away. You learned to hide your anger, swallow your sadness, choke your desire, play it safe, be nice. And the result? You became half a person. But the shadow never stays quiet. It leaks. It shows up in self-sabotage, in emotional outbursts you can't explain, in the way you destroy the good things you secretly don't feel worthy of. It shows up in your envy, your procrastination, your fear of intimacy, your addictions. You think you're broken. You're not. You're backed up. Your shadow holds your chaos, but also your creativity, your truth, your power. And until you face it, you'll keep running from yourself. This isn't about becoming a better version of you. This is about becoming the whole version of you. But wholeness has a price. You have to look at the parts you've spent your life avoiding. So here's the question. What's hiding in your shadow? And how much longer will you let it run the show while you pretend to be someone else? You've spent your life picking sides within yourself. This is good. That's bad. This is acceptable. That's shameful. This I can show. That I must bury. And so you split into fragments, into roles, into survival modes. But you were never meant to live in pieces. You're not just the smiling friend, the dutiful son, the productive employee, the confident one, the funny one. You're the whole damn storm. And you've just forgotten what that feels like. You weren't born with shame. It was planted. You weren't born afraid of your power. You were taught to fear it. Why? Because a whole person can't be controlled. Wholeness isn't perfection. It's integration. It's looking at your fear and saying, you belong. Looking at your rage, you have a place. Looking at your pain, you matter too. Not to indulge it, but to reclaim it. Because everything you've disowned is holding a part of your power. You want confidence? It's hiding under your suppressed anger. You want clarity? It's behind the grief you won't feel. You want real freedom? It starts the moment you stop amputating parts of yourself to be loved. You are not a role. You are not a brand. You are not a type. You are a paradox. And that's your superpower. The day you stop choosing between being this or that is the day you become real. But let me be blunt. As long as you keep playing a part, you will always feel like something's missing. Because something is. It's you. The whole wild, contradictory, powerful self, waiting to come back. You've been looking in the wrong direction, blaming your job, your partner, the economy, the past. Telling yourself, if this changed, then I'd finally feel better. But let me ask you something brutal. What if the chaos isn't coming from outside? What if it's coming from you? Not because you're flawed, but because you're fragmented. There's a civil war inside you, and you've been pretending not to notice. Part of you wants freedom. Another part is addicted to comfort. Part of you craves truth. Another fears being seen. Part of you wants to change. Another is terrified of what that would actually mean. And so, you freeze. You scroll. You sabotage. You distract. You smile when you want to scream. This is what happens when you abandon the work of integration. Your shadow runs wild. Your persona grows heavier. And the self? It goes silent. And here's the terrifying part. It doesn't explode. It erodes, slowly, quietly. You don't wake up one day in crisis. You drift. One compromise at a time. One lie at a time. One unspoken truth at a time. Until one day, you're surrounded by a life you don't even recognize. And worse, you can't find your way back. But you want the truth. You were never lost. You just stopped listening to your anger, your dreams, your gut, your soul. And if you don't reclaim that voice, your unconscious will keep writing the script for you. That's what most people call fate. But it's not fate. It's neglect. So the question isn't, what's holding you back? The real question is, what are you refusing to face? There's a moment, for everyone, where pretending just doesn't work anymore, where the mask suffocates, where the persona cracks, where the shadow screams louder than your excuses, and you're left staring at a simple, brutal truth. You've been acting in a life you didn't write. But here's the good news. That moment, it's not a breakdown, it's a beginning. The moment you stop asking, what do they want from me? And start asking, what do I want from myself? That's the moment everything changes. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to find yourself. Beneath the filters, the armor, the fear, you are not a role, not a label, not a product of your past. You're a living, breathing, unfinished manuscript, and it's time to take the pen back. This doesn't mean you quit your job, move to Bali, or post a dramatic goodbye to social media. It means you do something far harder. You start telling the truth to yourself about who you are, what you feel, what you want, what you can't fake anymore. And that truth, it will cost you. People might not like the real you. You'll lose some roles you used to play. You'll shed identities like old skin. But what you gain is everything. self-respect, sanity, alignment, peace. And maybe for the first time, when you look in the mirror, you'll recognize who's looking back. So I'll leave you with this. Are you done performing? Or are you still hoping the world will love a version of you that doesn't exist because no one's coming to save you? And that is the best news you'll hear today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button.